captain joins us on a big game day for Buffalo tonight against the New York Rangers. How would you describe the vibe in the room today with the added excitement of Devon's NHL debut?
Yeah, it's always exciting when somebody makes their debut, and obviously a highly touted prospect with Devon, so makes it that much more exciting. And a goalie makes it more special. And Marty, you don't see a ton of goalies that are his age and as highly touted as him make their debut. So definitely makes it pretty special. And just in shooting on him in the last few days, you see how athletic he is and how well he reads the plays. So looking forward to watching him tonight.
Without giving a full-out scouting report, because I'm sure the Rangers are listening right now and they're hoping you're giving them that information. But
only because you're a Ranger alum as well, right?
No,
so they're obligated to watch you?
They only get one channel in the hotel.
Well, that's right.
I made sure it was MSG. So, but any, moments in the last few days that surprised you, that you came in to shoot and in practice it surprised you with his agility or his quickness, that maybe you didn't think you were going to get surprised?
The thing that surprised me the most was when I'm going down to shoot on him, he's very, very calm and very compact until the shot comes, and he reacts quicker than almost anybody that I've ever shot on. He's able to... I don't know if he's reading it. Like Andy, when you come down on Andy, he reads where you're going to shoot.
He knows where he's
He'll
going.
give you something and then take it away and make a kick save from 1980. But Devon reacts to the puck so quickly, and I think that's going to be a huge advantage to him. And speaking of you playing goalie, you got to be one of the only goalies to play on all three New York teams?
I believe the only goalie. I think there's a few players. Taylor Pyatt did all three. Jason Daw did all three. Mike Donnelly, I believe, did all three. But I think that's about it. So I think I was the only goalie.
Wow.
Yeah, I stayed in the high tax bracket. So that would be who wants to be a millionaire. There's a question. You need me on your list of callers. So yes.
Did you know he was the youngest goalie in Sabres history?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
At the time, I think I was the fourth youngest goalie to appear in an NHL game. But then I got beat a few times along the way. But
now,
not winning a game, though, because it took me a few years to win a game. But okay.
Exactly. We kind of established that yesterday. Not that Devon falls into this category because he is not American-born. But did you have some favorite American goaltenders growing up that even I know you're not a goalie, but did you have guys that you cheered for on the national teams, Olympic teams, that kind of thing?
I think when I was growing up, it was Mike Richter for sure.
Yeah.
I remember watching how athletic he was and how aggressive he was. And I just remember him on breakaways, and he would come out so far, and he would pace with the shooters, right? He'd back in.
Pavel Bure save in the finals in 94 was...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was one, and then, I'm pretty close with Quickie now, with Jonathan Quick, so... and obviously watching Ryan Miller throughout the years as well.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm kicking myself in the rear end right now because yesterday when we talked of goalies, old goalies that maybe remind me of Devon, Mike Richter would be perfect for that because of the reaction, the quickness, the athleticism, agility.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for making me feel dumb this morning.
College kid, too.
I know, college kid.
Yeah.
We were kind of looking through your history, your first NHL game. Not that you did the same path as Devon, but you did start your college year, your sophomore year. Mm-hmm. Then halfway through the season, went to the World Juniors and then signed with the Islanders. You didn't make your NHL debut until later in the year, but what was that like going from college to the NHL within the same 12 months or 8 months?
It was wild. Just a quick kind of recap of that. I mean, it was, I wanted to come out after my freshman year, and the team wanted me to go play World Juniors, or somebody in the organization wanted me to go not World Juniors, wanted me to go to the Dub and play junior, and it was a lateral move. So anyway, ended up signing. They wanted me to sign after World Juniors, so did that, played in the A for a bit, and then so it was my fourth team by the time I got to the Islanders. And I remember getting called up. It was always the plan for me to play that 9 games and not burn a year, and I was okay with that. And it was wild, just all the emotions, and you go your whole life and that's your dream, and then when it finally comes to a realization, it's just special when you walk into the room and you don't really know what to expect, and then all of a sudden you look around and you got Miro Shatan and Bill Guerin and Brendan Witt and Richard Park, Mike Sillinger, all these guys that you just watch on TV, and there was no social media back in the day, so you didn't really have access to these guys. So just to talk to them and be around them was very special.
Sillinger had a lot of experience from all the teams he ended up playing
yeah,
for.
he played more than 4 in a year, but but it's interesting because I know that some of the rules have changed after that, and maybe they used you as an example because you still fell under the old, if you don't play your 10th game, your contract slides, which has now changed with college players. As soon as they sign their contract and play 1 game, their contract burns a year. So maybe you can call yourself a pioneer for having a change in NHL rules. So I like that. But you remember your first shift? I know you didn't score in your first game. Your second game you did, but you remember your first shift, your first shot, and then later your first goal?
Yeah, I remember my first shift. I remember just getting a few cheers when I stepped onto the ice, and I just remember how much of a whirlwind it was, and it didn't feel like hockey. It just felt like I'm just looking around and I'm trying to stay upright, and you're not. It's so funny because I try and tell guys now it's still the same game that you played growing up. It's still the exact same game. It's just at a higher level, and I kind of wish somebody would have said that to me because it was a bit overwhelming. I remember my first shot; it was a wraparound. I kind of drove wide and wrapped it. It wasn't really that dangerous, but I got a few jeers from the crowd. So it was definitely a special night. Rob Davidson scored from our own end. It was on Vesataskala.
The long
That
range shot.
was the game?
That was your first game?
That was my first game, and Ted Nolan taps me, and he's like, pretty easy to score in this league, huh, kid? That's what he said to me. So that was my first game.
Then the next game you scored. What was that goal like and the situation and the goalie?
Well, it was 1-1 late in the game in Jersey, and I had an assist in the first period, so I got my first point. And then I think there was about 3-4 minutes left, and we got a power play. And so he threw me out there on the power play, and I'm sitting playing in the bumper spot in the middle of the ice. And Mike Motto gives me just this little cross check, and it wasn't much, but my helmet popped off. And so I had no helmet, and I kind of meandered out to the slot. And Richard Park gave me a little slip pass from the half wall and one-timed it on Marty Brodeur and scored the game winner with 3 minutes left.
Bucket.
All-time winningest goalie.
Game winner on Marty Brodeur. That is a first goal picture right there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Richard Park looked at me. He thought that I threw my helmet off after I scored. He's like, "What are you doing, kid?" So yeah, that was a fun moment.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I want to see
something Parky would say to you.
For sure.
So
I want to see the pictures. Oh my God, the images of you without the helmet on that would be amazing. That's so good.
Yeah, Billy Jaffe was on the call then, and he's like, "And look at him, he celebrates like a little kid." Remember that?
Was that with Howie? Was he working with Howie? Would Howie?
Yeah,
been
he
doing
was
the
with
call?
Howie. Yeah, Howie and Billy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yours happened. Your multi-point game happened a day after, or a game after Lukas Rousek's, right? Like Lukas was able to have a multi-point game earlier this week. What did you see in him making the jump and just coming in and helping out?
Well, just really smart player, and it's always fun when you see a guy that is able to walk into an NHL game and in his first game, and he just looks comfortable, and he didn't look out of place at all. He knew where to go. He knew when to be above the puck, when to pass, when to chip it in, when to try and hold on to it. And, I mean, you would never have been able to tell if you turned that game on that it was his first game or even his rookie year. And I think that when you get a player like that, that's always a special thing. And obviously you're going to have ups and downs as a rookie, and it's one game. But really encouraged by how he played, and it was great to see him obviously score his first shift. We were all super excited on the bench, and a lot of fun.
What I took out of him is his confidence, right? Even with the little English that he speaks, but he's very confident in that. Is there a couple of players, somebody in the locker room that he gravitated to help make himself feel more comfortable? Is there somebody that kind of took him under their wing just for that one game?
I don't know. I mean, he warmed up the game before.
Yep.
And so what I noticed on the island, he's a good soccer player.
Okay.
So just straight left foots, no right foots. So it was interesting. So we were just kind of going back and forth, and you could tell he was really happy and he was comfortable in those soccer games. And like A lot of times when you're a young guy, you're playing soccer for the first time, you don't really want to step on anybody's toes. But he's a nice soccer player, so you could tell he kind of feels comfortable, and I just think that translated really well. I don't know if anybody specifically kind of took him under his wing, but you could just tell he speaks hockey. You know, he might not speak the language, English language, obviously not his first language, and he's learning, but he speaks the game of hockey very well.
So there you go, kids. You want to feel comfortable in the NHL? Work on your soccer game, because that's the first step to feel comfortable with your teammates and within the game. So.
And before we let you go, and obviously the focus is tonight against the Rangers, but we haven't talked to you personally since that game against the Islanders. Did you know that you had not won in New York since you started as a Sabre?
I did not know that.
And you got the game-winning goal.
Thank you for getting the game-winning goal. That just made an incredible story.
Yeah, I did not know that. Somebody told me that after the game.
Oh, man.
Yeah, crazy. But that one felt good for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, after the game, mature game. And
really
nice
mature game, right? You must have felt that all the way through, right? Like, do you notice it when you're going through a game like that? Because it just didn't seem like you were never under siege. Like, it was really, really clean all the way through.
Well, we've had a lot of games like that this year where at different times we've broken and we've just cracked. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it was just one of those games where you knew how the game was going to be played throughout the whole thing. And it was who was going to crack first that was going to lose the game. And I was just really proud of how we played throughout the game. And it was, it was just fun to see us get a win like that, because we haven't had a ton of those this year where we've had to just play tight the whole way, not get frustrated, and that's a sign of a growing team.
What about your goals? Because your reaction after almost was like, did that go short side? Like, I remember, I'm not a good lip reader, but you said something to that aspect. So what about your goal? And after the fact, saying, like, how did I score that? Because it looked like there was no room, and all of a sudden it went posted in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew it went short side. Somebody asked me on the bench if it went 5-hole, and I was like, no, short side.
Oh, okay, so that's
what happened.
I'm 50%.
Yeah. But so I was just trying to get it off quick because I knew it was a broken play, and so I was hoping that who was it? It was Varlamov wasn't able to get across, so I just was trying to get it off quick, and Mayfield's stick was right there too. I'm pretty sure, and so I just was like, okay, just get it off as quick as you can, and it went in. So I mean, it wasn't one of those where you look and you pick your spot. It was just like get it off as quick as possible.
Thank you for stopping by. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks, Kyle.